If you listen to this message, I need you to come to the steelworks immediately. Something is happening to him. He's not responding. They want to take him away. If we don't get him out now, everything will be lost. I'll try to keep him safe. Whatever it takes.
You have one new message.
Hey, Veronica, it's me, Eddie. Listen, I'm sorry for being weird the other day. It's just... You seem like the only one who can confirm that I'm not crazy. We know what they found, what they're keeping in there, and... What I'm trying to say is you can trust me. I remember we were friends once. Sure, as kids, but... You do remember that, right?
You have one new message.
Hey, Veronica.
And I want you to be honest with me.
What is it?
At the steelworks, I was with someone. A man. Artur, I need to know what happened to him. Did you... extract him? All right, I get it. Keep your secrets. Maybe it's for the best.
Stop. Stop that. Oh my god, they're all just like reviving in a predetermined order. Cool. How stressful.
What is that?
I love that you're just randomly finding Ataris. Something about that warms my heart. This is a great headset. The pads are a little shitty, but I mean,
The military is making everything more difficult. They continue to delude themselves that they can control it. Fools. I am trying to act against the general recommendation of mass euthanasia. I adapted the basement of the West Wing to move at least some of my patients there. I will try and save as much as I can.
I don't know, man. I'm still under the impression that I caused this.
My boy. My poor baby boy. Why are you doing this? Why?
Segredo.
Quem?
Na hora. Na verdade.
How did you get here, anyway?
Hi, little dude. I think it's pretty funny and interesting, at least in a microcosm, that, I mean, I was under the impression that travelers were not around or out or cognitively free enough to think outside of their station. You know, the warden almost confirms as much when he talks about, you know, having lived longer than his predecessors or his creators might have intended him to. I always found that interesting because he seems to have experienced a wide spectrum of human emotion and feeling in his unintentional extended life. Is that room always like? I'm happy to have made it, even if, why does that say biological material in English? Everything else in the game is in Polish. I'm pretty sure the word biological doesn't exist in the Polish language. Neither does fucking material. That's a very English word. I feel like biological would have like 14... I'm not trying to be weird, but like, I feel like the word biological would have like 14 letters in Polish. It'd be like a whole sentence for just one fucking word. Again, I'm not trying to be like look at this. Oddział Polocki. Nursery. So don't look at me funny when I say that, you know, biological material doesn't... that just doesn't seem very Polish to me. That's a random English label in a game full of Polish signs. Like, I'm still not over the combination of words that leads to, that translates into Unity Hospital. That shit threw me for a loop. What Unity Hospital roughly translates to in Polish is just insane. Kaplica. Okay, chapel. Here, I mean, though, that resonates, though. Cores are worth 2,000? I didn't know that. Wow. So you could really just sell cores and make profit after they become useless, which is right now, because everything I used to upgrade with cores is now cooked. Temper shells, all of that's cooked now. I want to up the firepower again, TBH. I feel like the charge time is fine, the clip is fine, stability is okay. Could use better reload speed, but it does have a high clip. I don't know if I like it more than the mace. I do think it's more practical because it holds more ammo. Oh, to answer the question, like, oh, well, you know, what are you gonna do with? I mean, I'm gonna make an arbalest bolt. Single-handedly the most powerful piece of equipment. One of the most powerful pieces of equipment in the game, bar none. Like the arbalest. Oh, excuse me. The arbalest is a one-shot kill. It's a really cool ass weapon, but it has like no ammo, and it literally vaporizes. It's like a BFG basically. It vaporizes rooms full of enemies in the blink of an eye. Oh shit! I did it. That's crazy. I didn't think I did it, but I did it. Oh, okay. I think this is the room that the arbalest was in. I have no idea what could be in there now, but I do know initially the arbalest was in here. That's shotgun ammo. I wish that was arbalest ammo. I wish it was. That'd be so cool if it was. I mean, it's not too late. Y'all can still... Yeah, see, it was right there, I think. It's not too late, though. Y'all can still give me arbalest ammo, though. Chemicals? Químicas. I wonder if Kamiko in The Boys is named like that because her name sounds phonetically like chemical. Kimiko? Chemical? Again, I just can't help but feel a weird, profound sense of guilt. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're aggressively okay. I'm gonna... Oh wow, are you kidding me? I've never opened this door. I should re-up a little, but I'm satisfied with my inventory. I don't mind it looking like this. I could use more reserve ammo in my shotgun. Oh wait. Am I losing it? Wait, can't I just pluck it out of that room I was in? Hold on. Shit, I confused myself. Okay, yeah, there we go. Again, things that simply could have been avoided by giving you a map. I just want to keep putting it out there. I really came back for those shotgun shells. Hey man. Ammo is scarce. Have I been here? Nah. Yeah, I feel like that imagery would have stuck with me.
I have the results. This molecular structure looks as if he came straight from the beginning of the goddamn universe. Not a trace of disease in him. So, the only thing I can be sure of is that change does not come from the visitor. I think I can confirm that.
That doesn't mean we don't have causality, though. I know that correlation. I know that correlation is not causality. However, I still firmly believe in my heart of hearts that to some degree, the visitor's actions had to have contributed to this. I don't see how not. I'm convinced that pulling Veronica through the portal initiates the change. That's how I feel about it. I don't think it has anything to do with what they found under the steelworks. Even having read all of this, I don't think it has anything to do with what they found at the steelworks. I think it has to do with this causal loop. But then no, without a virus, there would have been no need for... Without the virus, the future would not have been destroyed. And without the future having been destroyed, there'd be no need for the collective. And without any need for the collective, there'd be no traveler in the first place. But what does the collective sound like if not a technologically advanced version of this? Like, I feel like in my heart of hearts, I think that the virus, yes, is inevitable, but I think the collective is the amalgam. Like, imagine this biomass, because it's already shown sentience to a certain degree. Like, that thing you see at the end of the game is a completely sentient being, completely united and completely coherent and completely assimilated. What is to say that the collective did not assimilate all of the organic matter it could? And the few people that slip through the cracks, it just seeks to add to its collective consciousness through technology instead of through biology. Like, what is the collective's goal if not the same thing but in a technological sense? You're still stripping people of their humanity and assimilating them into what seems like a cloud server. It's made all the worse by the fact that, you know, your phylactery can only hold so much. And when you reach capacity, you simply just delete the essences you're not using anymore. Meaning what? Is their soul lost forever? Are you effectively killing the essences that you release from your phylactery without uploading them to the, without letting them participate in the quote-unquote ascendance? You know what I mean? I mean, if it were a matter of undoing certain events, wouldn't you just go back in time and stop the workers from the steelworks from digging deep enough to unearth whatever the fuck it was and just call it a day? Why collect the consciousnesses of people in an attempt to figure out what happened? I don't think it's in an attempt to figure out what happened. I think the collective is the final stage of the virus, and that they started sending travelers back in time in an attempt to recoup even more consciousnesses and add it.
I too have a question.
Ask away.
How is it you know so much about the vocation?
Well, I had a quick crash course. While the traveler was being held at the steelworks, we were brought in to examine him. We spent many hours together. Mostly just talking. He really seemed to trust me.
Did the examination bring the desired effect?
Not particularly. That's probably why they took me away from him. I wasn't able to give them what they were really hoping for. But anyway, it's a long story, me and him. Let's focus on the task at hand.
How's it a long story? Like, it's crazy. He goes through the portal with her, and then as a result, you see her immediately succumb to the change. And because he can't recover his memory, the only thing he sees, like, it resets him to just before the events of the game. So then, of course, he tries to save her. And he attempts to save her by taking her essence. Like, he tries to save her by taking her essence. I don't know how he managed to extract it. But he clearly kept trying to extract it and then place it into another traveler's body. He was effectively trying to turn her into a traveler. He just didn't have the resources or the know-how. And when he ultimately had figured out that he had failed, his idea was, oh, so I'm just going to go into the future and we'll fix everything there. And it's like, what? No. Like, again, does Veronica know she's talking to herself? It's so funny that he was unsuccessful, and then the machine just woke her up anyway. And not only did it wake her up, but it made her pursue the vocation. Which, isn't that what you wanted, bro? You wanted her to turn into a traveler. What he didn't account for was that she would just wake up and start doing the vocation like he did. Like, I don't think he was ready for that. Yeah, so he's like, I'm the last, because he sabotaged the machine. He sabotaged the machine, didn't complete his mission, and stopped the ascendances. So when he's like, oh, there's no one to communicate with, I'm the last, it's like, yeah, he was supposed to be, because he sabotaged things in such a way that made it stop waking up travelers. And instead, he was fucking with the rev pods, opening up travelers' desiccated bodies and doing experiments on them. See what I mean? Time makes me a different entity every now and then. It's exciting, but it makes my work more difficult. My cognitive processes are getting tangled up more and more. Details are getting blurry. See what I mean? Her ego reacts with an outburst of aggression and fear. Yeah, it's trying to draw attention to what you did. And it's trying to restart the natural order by stopping you from doing it. That's what I think this means. Does it force us into some kind of investigation through which we will discover the secrets? Oh. She took her away from me is crazy. My God, I cared for her so much. I wanted nothing more than to preserve her.
My God, I cared for her so much.
Hmm.
I wanted nothing more than to preserve her, protect her. She took her away from me.
Like what?
If only I hadn't made so many mistakes. It doesn't matter. I can reverse it. I can stop it before it even happens. I located my Veronica. I know where to find her. This time, I will succeed.
Oh?
I will take her to the future in which our technology was still fully functional and nothing will ever part us again.
Mm. Yeah, see, that's what happened to Traveler ND4335, and this is what shows you that a traveler who has essences in their phylactery for too long, it starts to affect their minds. The phylactery starts to take over, and what's interesting is that eventually, cognitively, and I think this is what the warden was hoping for, you trap an essence in the phylactery for long enough, it'll just take over the person's mind. The same thing happened with the sculptor and Traveler. What number is it? 1410? Yeah, I think it was 1410. Traveler 1410. Traveler 1410 extracted the sculptor, and then their anchor was destroyed, so they couldn't dive out. Facilitate traversal through this sector for my successors. Like you see, this traveler got trapped.
My anchor was destroyed.
This traveler got trapped in that tear and said, well, the only way I can be useful is to facilitate traversal through this sector. I intend to patch up what has been torn by the impact of the anomaly. So, with no way back, she decided to make the journey of subsequent travelers easier, but again, with no access to the terminal or the ascendants, the essence stayed with her. And that is why, even though she's mostly coherent,
My work is endless. My failures are numerous. I managed to set up an Arc-class outpost, but I still can't produce enough power to carry
you don't
on.
understand how brilliant that is. Because
I managed to
if
weld
Traveler,
something else real.
when Traveler 1410 says, my work is endless and my failures are numerous, when that traveler says, my work is endless and my failures are numerous, it made me go back here because that seemed like such a specific sentence. I couldn't figure out why she would say something like that. And then I read the essence. And what does the sculptor say? The sculptor talks about how the angel of death himself visited him, i.e., a traveler visited him. He brokered a deal with the traveler that he could finish his sculpture. If he finished his sculpture, then he would let her take him. Essentially, take him and upload him to the phylactery. Right? The deliverance. For the angel took pity on me, and he turned a blind eye to my hubris. Mind you, his traveler was a woman, but go on. He promised that in his mercy, he will end your ever-growing misery. Yeah, kill you. See, for the agent has already become impatient and is now spreading his claws over me. Okay? So, bro got taken. He was successfully taken and uploaded. As Traveler 1410 says, the extraction was successful. But she was holding on to him for so long. She was holding on to him for so long that his turns of phrase started popping into her head. So when this traveler says,
My work is endless. My failures are numerous.
that hits different. Because it means that the artist has been in her phylactery so long. Like, the artist has been in her phylactery so long that his turns of phrase are starting to leak into her personality. And as we all know, that keeps up until they pass. Now, what I think is interesting and kind of funny is that, you know, yes, the failures are numerous, etc., but she also seems to have inherited his bullish determination to see his work through. I think also might have crossed over. But yeah. So when you think about Traveler ND4335, I've extracted the essence. Something affected the stability, and she couldn't get back to where she was. Alright? But then, she says it. I'm noticing a slight disruption in some cognitive processes. Again, we have another traveler that's taken up some essences and not gotten rid of them in a timely fashion. So then you get playing by yourself, which is strange. And this is when you start to realize, okay,
I've conducted a standard cognitive abilities trial on myself. The results are, I miss her.
What?
At first, this new armor was cool and all. And it was fun to shoot monsters, but it's been so long. And I've become very lonely inside. She would know how to make it fun again. I miss her a lot.
like what? That's a child. I think, yeah, playing by yourself. Like, look, the results are I miss her. Who does he miss? His mom? Like, at first, this new armor was cool and all. It was fun to shoot monsters, but yeah, he's not talking in his voice anymore. And then the very last note.
At first, this new armor was cool and all. And it was fun to shoot monsters, but it's been so long. And I've become very lonely inside. She would know how to make it fun again. I miss her a lot.
And then the cherry on top of this saga, this is what happens, I think, when a phylactery has been in use for too long and you do not upload.
My phylactery has malfunctioned. I have to regain failure. Initiating emergency.
Finally! Ready or not, here I come.
Yeah. Marcel, that's Marcel Marzek. Marcel Marzek, that's Lydia's son. The missing boy. So yeah, that traveler turned into a child. That traveler literally became the essence that he extracted.
Passage to Sector D31.
But yeah, that's it. I just had to take a second to acknowledge that, you know. I don't know what the warden was thinking, but I'm just under the impression that he was trying to initiate that kind of malfunction. He was trying to upload her body upload her essence into another traveler. I feel like he was trying to upload her essence into another traveler's phylactery and just have it fester there until it took over the cognitive processes and became something else. I think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to force that process. He was trying to force that process of essence extraction into cognitive overtaking, but it just didn't work out that way. And I think his incredulity at the fact that despite her essence being extracted and her being awake, that she didn't remember anything, I think that confusing him is part of that, because I bet his theory was, you know, the essences, when they take over someone's body, they seem to have all of their cognitive processes. Honestly, for all intents and purposes, they seem to be the people they are. Essentially, it's like a soul, basically. It's like the travelers are taking their souls, and the souls just take over eventually. So his phylactery gets, is compromised. His phylactery gets compromised. He can no longer stabilize. His cognitive processes get disrupted, and he gets taken over by this little kid, who then runs off with his body into a toy store and gets killed. This is, I mean, yeah, I guess that's where you'd find a traveler with the cognitive function of an 11-year-old boy. But I guess my greater point is that, he tried to do this and it didn't work. Cool. Just gonna go the other way. But again, you know, for some reason, Veronica came back with no knowledge or memory of who she was. Which is so interesting and odd to me, because she's clearly Veronica. Like, from her voice to her strange proclivity to having feelings, her targets and their proximity to Veronica. Like, all of her targets seem to have a very particular proximity to Veronica Kaminsky. Childhood best friend, professional colleague. Smarmy Dr. Kaminsky. Oh, that's Veronica. That's Veronica. Veronica Kaminsky. This is for me. Mm-hmm.
I acquired the second second formula.
Good job. There's only one left.
I don't like her tone of voice. Cut that shit out. No. Stop. Such is our calling. Stupid fuckface. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't go the other way. Oof. Do I need anything? I guess. I'll take 3 handgun bullets, 1 shotgun shell, and 3 carbine cartridges. Thank you. Release the drone! I guess we'll go to Diagnostica and deposit the 2 chemicals early. Hold that down. I'll be back with the last one. Alright. La puerta está a 10 cuarteros. 1 hora y 5 minutos. AP. E o senhor?
Hold your breath. Steady hand. Almost done.
I love that this artist dude basically gives her the power of fucking Isaac. Like, they deliberately made her melee and stomp as shitty as possible just so you could upgrade it with a phylactery. With a phylactery entry. They did that? Seems pretty close. And through a wall. So many Christmas trees. Does this happen during a winter? Shout out to body positivity. You don't really see a lot of fat zombies, you know? It's like a rarity, I feel. My thing is, like, it has two heads on the outside, and then it has another head inside the rib cage that eats what the rest of the body pulls in.
Senhor Silva. Cozinha. E. Ó, ó. Ela.
Pereira. Jovem. Ônibus. Quando?
Ok. Bro's asleep. I'm sorry, man. You're just not allowed to do that. Nah, man. You see a bomb, you defuse that shit. Why would I leave it ticking? You better fire your barber. She pushed your shit back.
Pereira. Tem filhos?
Tem filhos?
beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to New York Stand Pacific. Bacon, no bacon in this store, this haram. Get out. Are you brother, be close, be close. Any more time? It's okay right now. It's close. What is this? Beer. Beer. Man, what do you mean, beer? Come on, man. You want beer? Come here, man. Beer, you go to New Jersey. Go to New Jersey. Don't tell it that no more. Wait. You ever talk about your big ideas around people and realize how small they think of myself? Sit there.
them in a centrifuge. There should still be a working one near the elevators.
approaching the centrifuge. How do I proceed?
Just put them in. You'll manage.
It is done.
Good. Time to put the toxin in its system. Get to the heart.
I hate her tone. I don't like it's just acerbic. She's not a pleasant person. I don't know how to describe that feeling. She just doesn't Veronica just doesn't strike me. Veronica just doesn't strike me as a very nice person.